I have not been able to do this in a while. Oh yes. I've had a rough few weeks when it comes to making content. I'm gonna talk about it today. I'll see you guys out on the road. Did I miss that? What's going on, guys? I hope you are having an outstanding day. I am, because the weather, and I feel like every time I say I'm having an outstanding day it's because of the weather, but more so than any other time, right now I am having an outstanding day because of the weather. It is gorgeous. I kind of waited towards the end of the day when the winds were going to die down, so it's pretty nice right now. We just got a slight breeze. It's about 65 degrees, sunny. Of course, we got the moon up there, but it's sunny. This is very different from how it's been for like the past 10 days. I cannot believe that it's been so long, but it's been 3 weeks since my last video. 3 weeks! And that's not for a lack of trying. It all started first because my daughter's daycare shut down for 2 weeks straight because they had a couple positive cases among employees, so they had to shut down the whole school. So I was full-time dad mode while my wife worked her normal job, and I had zero time to actually film. They basically shut down without notice because, you know, once they receive the positive cases, it's like, okay, sorry, we're shut down. So it's not even something that I could prepare for. But yeah, they were shut down for 2 weeks. And then as soon as that was up, the first opportunity I had to go film, I went out to film, and while I was filming it, the temperature was like dropping, the rains were coming in, it was freezing, but I still wanted to go out and try to film. But it was so cold. My batteries died almost instantly, and I couldn't film. I went through 3 batteries just trying to get some footage, and it was a complete failure. That was last Wednesday? No, not last Wednesday. A week and a half ago Wednesday. That night, the cold rolled in, the rain rolled in, everything iced over. It was the worst icing I'd seen living in Texas since like 2007, 2005, at least 14, 15 years ago. We had a really bad ice storm when I lived in San Antonio, where I grew up. And at that time, we got about an inch of ice. It was a couple days, and then it was gone. Usually that's the case. Whenever we have a really bad winter storm in Texas, it's usually like 1 day, maybe 2, and then the next day, it's gone because the weather, the temperatures warm back up, everything melts, and you're done with it. It's kind of nice because if you get a snow day, you have your fun snow day, and then it's gone. You can go back to your normal good weather. This was not like any other winter storm, and unless you've been living under a rock or you just got a lot of stuff going on in your life, you are aware of the winter storm that just hit Texas. On a lot of benchmarks, it was the worst storm that has ever hit Texas. A lot of places we're seeing record snowfall totals. A lot of places we're seeing record low temperatures like that they had ever seen in recorded history. And beyond that, just the length of time that this winter storm was unprecedented. It was ridiculous. I had never seen anything like it. But yeah, that Thursday, everything iced over. You couldn't go anywhere after that, and the temperatures went below freezing, and they did not go back up for about six, maybe 7 straight days. The temperatures did not go above freezing. Again, that is not the case in Texas. Get those downshifts. By the way, I believe there is a official recall on the S1000 that has to do with the front brakes leaking, and mine has definitely finally developed that issue. I don't think you guys can see it, but down there on the left side you can see a little bit of brake fluid residue. It's not bad, but it's definitely evident, so I'm always being super careful, making sure that I have some braking distance, using my rear brake as well. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take my bike in. And I know if you guys have been following this winter storm at all, you're familiar with all of the things people are saying. Normally, I would accept the judgment from, you know, people in colder climates of people in Texas freaking out about the cold, but this was not your normal winter storm. Again, the temperatures dipped below freezing and did not go back above freezing for like 6 straight days, and everything started shutting down. Everything was failing. The Texas energy system was not prepared at all. The government was not prepared at all. No one was prepared. You had power going out, you had water systems shutting down, you had internet shutting down. We were fortunate. We did not have it as bad, like failure wise, as a lot of places. We had about 3 days of like rolling blackouts where it was about 50% of the time on, 50% of the time off in terms of power. We had 2 straight days of no water. We had 2 straight days of no internet. Where I live, we basically don't have really good self-service, so you kind of, if you were following me on Instagram, I posted some updates here and there, but then I was kind of just silent, and that was when our internet went out, and it was gone for 2 days, and I could not update anything. I could not, you know, upload any videos. Another way we were incredibly fortunate was the fact that we didn't have any pipes burst. I can't say the same for even people in my neighborhood, but you know, if you were following any of the news, places across Texas, like the pipes were bursting, people were going without power for like 4 or 5 days, water 4 or 5 days. It was bad. So yeah, everything was iced over for several days before we first got hit with snow. So we got about 4 inches of snow, which is about the same amount that we got the last time it snowed, like a month ago. It was not as nice of a snow as we got last time. Last time it was like really big flakes. There was almost no wind, so it kind of just fell on the ground, built up very evenly. This time we had tons of wind. It was blowing sideways. It wasn't really big flakes, so it wasn't as, you know, like fluffy, but yeah, it sat on top of ice for several days, and then we were supposed to get more snow. I think it was Tuesday night into Wednesday when we got hit with the second storm. Instead of getting snow, we got a mix of like rain, freezing rain, and maybe a tiny bit of snow, and it just froze all the top layer of snow, so everything was ice. You couldn't even enjoy it. It was just solid ice. Somewhere in the mix of all this, I think it was Wednesday night, was when we lost water and internet, and we lost those for 2 straight days. Before this, they started the rolling blackouts, and I can't remember what the exact number is, but I think like 70 people have died from this winter storm that went through Texas. And it didn't just hit like one little spot. It hit the entire state. And I know a lot of other states got hit with it too, but nowhere was as ill prepared as Texas was. But you know, the first couple days after it snowed were really nice, but after that it got bad, and it got bad fast. Before the water ran out, fortunately I filled up buckets of water. I filled up a tub, just getting as much water before it went out as I could, because I knew that was coming, because I had already heard reports of it in other cities. After the water did come back out, we were on a boil water notice. Almost the entire state was. It was not fun, unlike anything that I've lived through in Texas. And I just hope that, you know, changes are made so that when this inevitably happens again, we're better prepared. Before our internet went out, I did film some stuff from one of the days where the snow was nice, so I'll throw that footage in here so you guys can enjoy that, and then I'll catch up with you guys again after it. What's going on, guys? I didn't think I would be making another one of these videos so close to the last one, but we have the second like completely like multi-decade length rarity the storm of, I would say the storm of the century. It's actually kind of is. I think this is today, or maybe tomorrow, is the coldest, or will be the coldest day. Holy, the pond is actually frozen. I think it'll be the coldest day in like over 100 years. I think we got a little bit over 4 inches of snow. Again, the storm we had a month ago was over 4 inches. The most snow that we'd ever had before that was like 1 inch. And this is 2 4-inch storms a month apart. Here's the little pond that we have right next to our house. And it's frozen, completely frozen. It's like, this is not a small pond, and the fact that it's completely frozen. So it's been a while since the last video. I think a little over 2 weeks now since the last video. We started getting freezing temperatures and rain 4 or 5 days ago, and it basically put about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of ice. Here's a fence here. It actually is not as thick there as it is on other stuff. So we couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't ride, couldn't leave our house. And the temperature has not gotten above freezing since then. And so it's it's been impossible to do anything, impossible to go anywhere. And then finally we had the wintry mix storm come through, and we're dumped 4 inches of snow last night. And this is what we have now. So there's another possibility of snow in a couple days, but this is not supposed to melt for another week. That's how long this frozen adventure is. This guy here, though, he's not crazy about it. You're not crazy about it? Do you want to go inside? Do you want to have some mac and cheese? Yeah, he just wants some mac and cheese.
I tried to roll it and it all fell apart.
I know, I tried to make a snowman at the playground and it did not work.
No.
Yeah.
It's like it's too soft.
Hi, Aylin.
Hey, Aylin, you might be standing on a plant.
What? Mom, look what I found.
Should I try and do a cartwheel?
What is a cartwheel?
Here goes Mommy.
Woo!
Not too bad. Hey, Aylin, can you do a somersault?
Can you show me how? How do you do a somersault? Did you just put an icicle in your mouth? Okay, ready? Tuck your chin. There you go.
Wow, you did it in the snow.
I do a cartwheel.
Tell me how. Do you want me to pull your hat up?
Mom, what's this?
What? Did you lick the snow? Are you eating it? Mommy should have put her gloves on before her coat. It's a rookie mistake.
So I can't remember when exactly I filmed that, but I'm pretty sure that was before we lost any power, any water, any internet. But that night or the next night is when everything started freezing over on top of the snow. If you guys went through that in Texas, let me know what your experience was. I'd love to read the comments. Once it was like, I gotta figure out my water situation so my family could drink. just the thought of filming didn't even enter my mind. So I'm glad that it's over. We have gorgeous weather here now. The weather is good, and I'm ready to get back to work. So thank you for being patient. I hope all of you guys are safe and doing well. You guys have been awesome. I've been Motonosity. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life live, and I'll see you guys in the next video.